I'm going to talk about something that's going to make a lot of people possibly uncomfortable. And it has to do with transgender phobia. Lately, I have seen a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but several posts come up on my feed expressing transgender phobia. And I want to delve in. As you know, I'm the psychoanalyst geek on the blog. And ever since having had my own subconscious abyss opened and come into awareness of what is hiding in the substrata of our psyche, I'm able to understand human issues at a much deeper level than to just judge it at a surface level, at its appearance level, how it appears on the surface. Transgenderism. Is it a sinister agenda foisted upon humanity? Or is it just that humanity is now at a point where we become more aware, more conscious, more sensitive to the more psychological and emotional issues that were masked for generations? Like our parents and grandparents didn't even know about the realm of psychological and emotional trauma. They kept themselves busy and occupied with hard work to never have to self-introspect and look at their own trauma abuse, trauma issues, right? Now, I don't know what is the reason behind transgenderism. And it really doesn't matter to me so much. People call it mental illness, some form of mental illness. But let me tell you, you and I, we all have a level of mental illness. Some of us are just better at masking it with our ego. We all have psychological and emotional issues. They just don't show up in such abstract ways as transgenderism might come across. But I'm looking not at the reason for transgenderism. I'm more interested in the reasons for the phobia. Transgenderism is a trigger for a lot of subconscious attachment. And transgenderism is a threat, an existential threat to our illusion. For example, let me just bring out some potential subconscious fears. If transgenderism gets released and has free flow, aside for the potential for some aberrations and some people misusing transgenderism. But aside from that, again, I'm not looking at the causes for transgenderism. I'm looking at the triggers of what it triggers in humans. What fears are being triggered that make you react to transgender people, to the transgender agenda? What fears are triggered in you that make you react? from an existential point of view. As humans, we are very attached to tribalism. And the male-female traditional roles, family, we're very attached to family. Transgenderism threatens the dream of perpetuating our lineage, right? There may not be the grandchildren that you have hoped for. And if your identity is deeply rooted in being a mother and a grandmother, then transgenderism poses a threat to that identity. See, you subconsciously fear that perhaps you don't get to be a grandma or grandpa. You fear the collapse of traditional society. You fear human extinction. See, transgenderism is not the problem. Your existential fears are the problem. And we do this with anything else. Anything that threatens our existential ideology, our humanness, the traditions, and the definitions of what we have learned to be human, right? They get challenged. They get challenged. So, what if, well, yeah, motherhood gets challenged. Motherhood, fatherhood, the entire procreation tradition is being challenged by transgenderism. So what are you really fearing? Are you fearing the extinction of humanity? Is that the fear behind your reaction? So you have yet to awaken to the fact that you are a soul without any attachments, without any earthly attachments. You are a soul that came here to play out a story in a game. And now we are in a huge shift. Humanity, every so often, humanity makes a huge transformative shift in consciousness. And the fear of the unknown is another fear. But, like I say, look deeper why you are afraid of change, why you are afraid of changing the human landscape, why you are afraid of changing gender roles. Are you really concerned about your children getting messed up and not being able to have kids? Maybe your children don't care to have kids, but it's your attachment of wanting to be a grandma. See? Attachments, egoic attachments to an identity that you have formed in your mind, that was formed through traditional upbringing. We need to become free of the attachments and free of our fears. And then we can let people live. Live and let live, right? So look at your fears. Look at your fears of why you are resisting this.